him. You miss him.
I know, it's so stupid.
Like you're attracted to him.
No, I don't
Like,
know.
he could be your boyfriend. Your zombie boyfriend.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
So guys, I was looking for a romance movie to watch to tickle that itch I always have for the genre, and some of the ones that came out this year I haven't heard great things from, so I kept looking. And with October being just around the corner, I remembered a movie that combined both genres of romance and horror. And I'm sure you all know that film is Warm Bodies. Now, hear me out. I know from the plot this seems like some weird shit, but it ain't. I watch weird anyway. Hey. But in all seriousness, it's just a cute love story between a living girl and a zombie boy. It is basically just Nicholas Hoult looking a bit paler than usual, so not nearly comparable to an actual dead body. But if you're still scratching your head wondering how the hell this girl fell in love with a zombie, I'm gonna just dive into the story and show you how she falls for him. So the story starts off right in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. The world has ended, humanity lost, and zombies have completely taken over. But this time, instead of starting with survivor's perspective, we get the perspective that no one ever asked when watching a zombie movie. The zombie's perspective. He goes by the name R, since he doesn't remember his whole name and he's just vibing as a zombie. He just shuffles around as one does, and you got some of them still doing their jobs. And I'm gonna be real, why is this zombie doing a security check? If TCA wasn't annoying enough in real life, imagine having to deal with them after you died. That would be another form of hell right there. But then you got the janitor doing his job too, because I guess he's just a good guy, I don't know. I don't really get the incentive of these zombies to still be doing their jobs, because they ain't getting paid, but anyway. He also walks across these other zombies called Bonies. Now Bonies are a darker and more far gone version of them. R says that they turn into that eventually down the line. So he goes about his day. He stops at his home inside of a plane and plays some tunes. I guess zombies still enjoy music, which is pretty hype. I would be glad my taste in music didn't go away. Then he goes back to the airport to talk to his boy. He doesn't have a name, but they are bros for life. They even get together and talk about things like I know, riveting conversation. But anyway, back at the survivor camp, we are introduced to the survivors, Julie and her boyfriend Per, and they are being sent out on a mission to get food and supplies from the outside world. They live in a community separated from zombie landscape by a giant wall, AOT style, so they are sitting pretty. They are looking for supplies, but then Julie hears something coming towards them. Per's all like, girl, you're being paranoid, it's all good, but he's very wrong as a horde of zombies, including our boy R, comes swarming in. Per knocks R to the ground, and the rest of the squad gets to work. The survivors are shooting and missing terribly. Per said aim for their heads, and they're only hitting body shots. Someone needs to spend more time in aim trainer. This zombie jump kicks this survivor, and they take him down. It's quite a commotion, as you can see. But while all of this is happening, R is struck with love at the first sight, the moment he sees Julie with a shotgun. It's clear that he thinks that she's so gorgeous with that double barrel shotgun. She looks so badass in this shot, so I can't blame him. As he goes over though, he gets a bullet to the shoulder to stop him in his tracks. I think there's someone he forgot to ask. Per and R have a nice standoff, and Per is then immediately embarrassed and devoured by R. And like, come on man, you were staring at bro for a solid 5 seconds, and it would have taken you less than half of that time to put one between his eyes and you moved on. What were you waiting for, man? Please, inquiring minds would like to know. So while R is eating him, he explains that eating the brains, I know stereotypical, but it actually has a meaning in this movie. So eating the brains apparently gives him the memories of the person he's eating. So once he starts eating it, he can slowly start to see the moments of that person's life. And that is how he's able to know the name of Julie and that he is currently eating her boyfriend. She doesn't know that though, so R tries to clean up and shoot his shot with her the best he can. She throws a knife at him though, so I don't think he's off to the best start. But luckily, he's able to get to her and protect her with his blood from the other zombies. Since he has a scent, the zombies can't tell that she's living, so he's basically trying to tell her to play it cool while he brings her to his place. So they arrive, and he sits her down, and naturally, she's still pretty scared, not knowing what he's going to do with her. He tries to clean up, like fixing his hair, and brother, I appreciate the effort, but the blood in your mouth and messed up clothing ain't helping. It's like cleaning one dish in a sink full of dirty dishes. There's a lot more work to do, man. And stop with the biting motion. It ain't helping, man. You're scaring her. So he leaves for a second to give her space and eats some brains. And then he comes back and she's still there. I was shocked when watching this scene because the first thing that came to my mind is, why didn't you just leave? She had a good 20 and 30 minutes to do so. but she stayed for some reason. You clearly can't be that scared. You must be somewhat comfortable with him. Kinda strange, but anyway, he gets her a blanket and she asks, why did he save me? Now I'm sure in his mind he was probably thinking, damn, cause you're hot, like, wow. But he decides to comfort her and tell her not to cry, which is the better response. Then he sits down and watches her rest, where you could see his heart start to beat. He was having a Grinch moment here, where his cold dead heart started to beat again. But instead of Christmas cheer, it was a beautiful woman, and who can blame him? So the next day, he gets her some food and they're chilling out, and Julie tells him that she's ready to go home now. And what's stopping Julie from just pushing him out of the way and just leaving is just beyond me, but for plot reasons, I'm going to ignore that. So R freaks out and is looking for an excuse to get her to stay. He's all like, shit, I need a reason for her to stay. Can't have this bag leave me like this. So he comes up with the excuse of the other zombies would notice, so they have to wait a few days. This is the vaguest excuse I've ever heard.
Wow, what am I supposed to do for a few days around here anyway?
Nah, she believed him? Girl, why? She's hella quick to trust him. I guess him talking does play a role into the trustability, but he still could have been like an evil zombie and ate her or something. Luckily, R is a nice guy, or she would have been zombie food by now. But what comes from this date are some of the sweetest scenes in the movie though. They do some fun stuff together, like she takes him driving and she even tries to teach him how to drive, which is sweet, even though he clearly isn't the best at it though. She plays them some music and they do relatively goofy stuff like trying on random glasses, staring at stuff. She tries to slap game with him, but obviously he doesn't have the reflexes for it. I guess Julie doesn't have that much experience with zombies, because I feel that she would know that zombies ain't really known for being fast. But then again, maybe she knew that knowing that she would win every time. Kinda smart actually. They even do a little dancing, which is fun, but outside his boy realizes that something is up. For him, it's probably so strange, like, okay, why is R now randomly blasting music at night? What is this dude up to? I'm shocked that he didn't attract every zombie in the area bumping the music that loud. Like, turn it down, man. But after all that's over, he goes back to eating brains while Julie's sleeping, or so he thought, because when he looks back, Julie's gone. He finds her fighting off some zombies and he comes in to help her out. This time she makes it clear she's ready to go now, and he's like, oh fine, okay, you can go. And his boy was among the crowd getting ready to eat her, and he realizes that Art's keeping a living girl with him. And he's like, fam, what are you doing? We're supposed to be eating them, not keeping them, gang. Now before he could respond though, a Boney spots them and he's looking pissed. And man, they did not have to go so hard for the Boney's design, man. These dudes legitimately look scary and they're fast too. They ain't like the other zombies. These guys are like the Pokemon evolution of zombies, man. So they're running away from the Boney and they just barely escape him, but damn, these things are fast. I know I said that, but I gotta emphasize that these things are scary as hell. I'd be screaming my head off if they were chasing me. Then they run into 3 more on the way out, and by this point, they look like they are screwed, but R's friend came in clutch and hit them out of the way. Who knew that bros can even extend to afterlife? What a real one right there, I can't even lie. So R's friend helps them get a car and they escape out of the airport. So they escape to this house and they crash there for the night. R and Julie are talking and Julie's all like, do you have to eat people? Like, can't you eat something else? And R's like, nah, yeah, I just gotta eat people, that's what I do. And Julie starts talking about how Pear died and R crumbles and admits to eating Pear. And you know her reaction? There was no freak out, no anger. She was basically like, yeah, I kind of suspected it, so whatever. And I was like, damn, he must have meant nothing to her. Like, I was expecting her to get mad at him, try to stab him, run out of the house immediately or something, but nah, she was cool with it. Like, he just admitted to having a chat with her boyfriend or something. Like, am I going crazy or is she just way too chill doing that? Like, what the hell is going on? So they both go to sleep and R wakes up to her gone again. And he naturally thinks it's because she's mad at him, and he's all like,
Fire! I loved her!
okay, it wasn't that bad, but obviously he was sad. He would have put on his sad boy jams if he could. So his boy links up with him and asks what's going on, and he explains the situation to him. His friend also explains how they're starting to feel human again after embracing their emotions. But seriously, my only flaw with this film is how quickly the other zombies start to get emotions. After staring at a freaking picture that they could have looked at ages ago and started to feel human again, but whatever, I'm here for the romance, not the plot. So R uses Julie's boyfriend's memories to find where her home base is and goes to look for her. Meanwhile, Julie's talking with her friend about the situation and how she misses R. And her friend is like, girl, you're crazy. You want a zombie boyfriend? I know you're desperate with the apocalypse and all, but we can do better. So she steps outside and sees that R has come to see her. She's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? And he's like, I came to see you, babe. Her friend comes out and she's like, holy shit, he's real. You weren't kidding. So Ara now explains the situation to Julie, and she's like, this is great. Let me explain this to my dad. Now, I didn't really mention the dad since he's not that important to the plot, but her dad basically is in charge of their little community. He's a well-respected general who hates zombies since his wife was killed by one. So the odds that he will believe that zombies will just randomly turn back to normal after years of fighting them is pretty low, but Julie and Ara think it's worth a shot. So they freshen him up and put some makeup on him and try to convince him. I can't find the clip, sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's obvious what happens.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to shoot him. I just want to talk to him.
You can't shoot him!
Wait, what?
Yeah, it doesn't work out. So Ara and Julie have to escape from not only her dad, but also the Bonies who are trying to kill her. They are met by a cliff though when trying to escape, and it leaves them with only one option. So Ara pulls the badass move to jump off and take the blow for Julie. He hits his head pretty hard in the water there too. He gets up just fine after Julie, unlike someone, and after that they share a passionate kiss which makes them even more human. This is really sweet to me because it starts to show how human love and affection is slowly bringing him back to life, which I think is really wholesome and sweet. But then her dad shoots him. Again, I think there's someone he forgot to ask. The dad's all like, get out of the way, there's no way my daughter's getting with a corpse. And she's like, but no dad, I love him. But then she's able to come up with a better argument when she sees that he's bleeding, which means that he's actually alive again. Which, don't get me wrong, this is great, but at the same time, couldn't he bleed out and then die for real? They should be rushing to get him medical care, or he won't be able to live the rest of his love life with Julie. But thankfully he survives the shot and all is well. The zombies start to gain emotion again, are able to team up with the humans to take out the Bonies since they were too far gone to be human again, and the world is able to have some sense of normalcy again. Overall, this is a cute film. Sure, it does have its flaws, especially after watching it again years later, but I still enjoyed it. Did it have zombies and a cute love story? Yes, so it's all good with me. If you made it this far, thanks for watching the video. If you want more, please hit the like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, goodbye.